And there was a moment where I was playing defense against Cade, and he went to the hole, and I got elbowed in the face, like the first possession.
Flagrant elbow.
So that was, a welcome to NBA moment.
What's up, my Detroit Pistons fans? How y'all doing out there? It's your boy, Flagrant Elbow, dropping another one. Today we're going to discuss some things that's been going on with Media Day. A nice move by the Detroit Piston brass, the front office, a very classy move that they did, and also some of the comments that were made for Media Day. But one thing that really stuck out to me and really tugged at my heart that a lot of the players were talking about at Media Day. So we'll talk about that last. But to get started, we want to thank everybody once again for listening, taking the time out of your day to listen to this video. For my subscribers, my day one subscribers and my new ones, thank you for holding it down and for being with me so long. I appreciate all the support. Also, right now we're at 490 subscribers, so we'd like to really thank everybody that's subscribed and staying loyal to the channel and also commenting. Appreciate all of that as well, and everyone has been truly respectful. So we building a nice little community here based on these Detroit Pistons. So your boy Flagrant Elbow is very happy with all of you guys, and I try to do my best to continue to keep you guys happy with me. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go ahead and we know everybody's excited. Media Day was exciting. Training camp just started. So we just got a lot of things to be excited for right now, looking at training camp coming up. So with that being said, let's get into the video. The first thing I wanted to talk about was a very classy move on the part of the Detroit Pistons brass, the front office. They did a classy move, very classy. Right before Media Day started, the interview started, right before that, they went ahead and set matters straight with their young core. Went ahead and exercised team options with Saddiq Bey, Killian Hayes, Isaiah Stewart, and also with Cade Cunningham. So that was a classy move. Go ahead and alleviate any doubt in those players' minds, going to their interviews, letting them know that they're going to be here for the long haul, and that the Pistons going into the future is going to be made up of that unique group, that young core group. And especially, I think it had a special meaning in the mind of Killian Hayes. A lot of people speak down on him and have been very critical of him in the past. Even myself, I've been critical of Killian in the past because I didn't feel he had that dog in him. So that statement being made by the team, the front office, of extending that, exercise that team option with him in particular, lets him know that Troy Weaver and Dwayne Casey, front office, they all have faith in him. They have faith in his potential, and no doubt the things that he's been doing this offseason that has reassured them that he's determined as well to put his best foot forward this season. And us fans, we want to see that. We all want to see the best for Killian, right? We all want to see the best for Killian. Killian shows flashes of the potential that he has, and we just want him to be more consistent with it. But we all enjoy watching Killian lock down somebody, especially Trae Young and a few other players. But we like to see Killian out there doing his thing. So for them to do that classy move before the interview started, really no doubt eased their minds a little bit, especially Killian, knowing that he's going to be here for the long haul. So that's a very classy move. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing I wanted to discuss is something that really stood out to me also from the Detroit Pistons. It seems as if the players are locked in defensively, understanding what they have to do defensively to be a better team. It seems to me like they want to be some defensive juggernauts out there. Killian spoke about defense and how he wants to be more vocal, a leader. Can you imagine Killian not only just locking down a few players in the league, but locking down the majority of players he's defending and being vocal? We could use that. We could use that as a team. Check this out. Nerlens Noel. Something he said really stuck out to me. He says, I want to play at a high level. I want to be back in Defensive Player of the Year race. I want to bring the grit back to Detroit. He says he understood why he couldn't wear number 3, because somebody he grew up watching wore number 3. but he says he wants to bring back that grit to Detroit. So it seems as if Nerlens Noel understands the assignment. He was not brought here in Detroit to be a stretch five, to shoot the mid-range game. He was brought here in Detroit to be a rim protector. And he understands the assignment, obviously, from his comments. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Another person spoke on defense with somebody we don't hear a lot about, Kevin Knox. He mentioned how he was coached by Coach Tibbs when he was in Detroit. When he was in New York. And he says the coach always talked about defense when he was in New York. And so he has the desire to bring that defensive mindset to the Detroit Pistons too. So guys are locked in defensively, understanding that defense keeps you in the game. Part of the restore of what was here before is based on defense. The bad boys going to work Pistons based on defense. So to hear a number of the players speak highly of defense really stood out to me and really made me feel good about what we can look forward to watching this year. We never really had a bona fide rim protector that could do it at the level that Nerlens can do it at. He has to produce on the court for us, but we've seen him be able to be a rim protector for the New York Knicks. So that's going to be some exciting things to say, especially seeing other players on the team this year being determined to lock in defensively. The next thing I wanted to talk about was some comments made by some of the other players. Our team leader, Cade Cunningham, made some comments that stood out to me. He mentioned how he's been working on his body, preparing himself for the long season, and he understands the tough grind, and it's not easy to do. So after having one season under his belt, he says, but going into the off season, I knew I had to prepare my body and my mind for it. So it seems we all know that Cade has really been putting in some work, adding about 20 pounds of muscle. So it seems that he's been focused on getting his body ready, understanding the long haul. He's had a whole season under his belt, so he understands the long haul of the grind, the traveling, playing games on the road. All of that is wear and tear on your body, and he understands what he needs to do. And part of that was adding some weight, getting stronger to be able to handle his and carry his own in the league. So one thing Dwayne Casey mentioned, he didn't even recognize Cade when he walked into the facility. Cade his body had changed somewhat to where it was tough for Casey to even recognize who he was when he first saw him. So we know from pictures we've seen that he's been putting in some serious work, and it's reassuring knowing that he's that determined and focused. And it's not just him. Notice what else he said about the rest of the teammates. He said, he said, I think it's realistic to say that we will have a bunch of locked-in guys who will play hard every night. That's what he said about the other players. So everybody seems to be locked in. Everybody's focused. Everybody wants to win. And we as fans, we love to hear that. It gets us excited. We're already excited for the season, for the preseason, for training camp. But hearing them talk about these things at Media Day really gets us excited. Some other comments, we're definitely excited about our backcourt, Cade. We just talked about him. But him and Ivy playing together, him and Jade and Ivy playing together excites us, right? We're ready to look at that and see what that looks like on the floor. Well, Cade Cunningham made some comments saying that Ivy is always asking questions all the time about what to expect in year one. And just seeing how hungry he is to start the season, it's promising. So Ivy's ready to get out there and ready to grind. He says he wants to win. So we all looking forward to that. Ready to see those boys put that together on paper. And also, Ivy was speaking about playing with Cade. He said it's going to be fun. He's going to be energetic. It's going to be energetic. I can remember watching the draft when he went number 1 overall. It's just crazy that I'm in this position to get to play with Cade Cunningham. So that's going to be nice to see. Both of them understand what they have together. Ice and fire, as a lot of people like to say, Cade being the ice, Jade and Ivy being the fire. So it's going to be special seeing those guys out there on the court, and they're both just as ready to get out there as we are to see them out there playing. So those were a few comments from a few of the players that I wanted to highlight that stood out to me. But the main thing I appreciated and I liked out of this media day from the comments was what everyone was talking about. This is what stood out to me. Brotherhood, camaraderie, that's being built up. This comment right here kind of takes the cake. Sadiq Bey said that he says we love each other and we all build that camaraderie every day. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. These Pistons, these young core hanging out together, going to games together. They've been playing ball together, not just at Rico Hines. They said they get together a lot and play ball together during the off season. Everybody's locked in, but that brotherhood is what I really appreciate about these the comments that were made. Hamidou Diallo, he said that he's just trying to give my teammates some knowledge and for them to lean on me for anything. And when I say anything, I mean anything. So seeing how these guys are really looking forward to playing with one another and how they're all excited, they're all happy to be with one another, that camaraderie is being built, that brotherhood is being built, that's the strong point for me from Media Day, what I got. There's no in-house turmoil, teammates not getting along. It seems at the moment that everybody's enjoying each other and everybody's looking to have each other's back. Killian Hayes said he has some goals. The team has goals for him, but he has some own personal goals that he set for himself. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that works out with him. He's been working on his shot. Looks like he's been getting stronger as well. So we're looking really exciting times to be a Detroit Piston fan right now. So that's what I wanted to share, with that main point being the camaraderie and brotherhood that was spoken of between Sadiq Bey and some of the other Piston players. That and also them looking and focusing on defense as a calling card, bringing back that Detroit grit, the block party coming back for Nerlens Noel, and then Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham looking forward to being able to play together. So we got a few injuries going into training camp. Alec Burks has an injury. Nerlens Noel has an injury that may keep them out of preseason. Maybe the first few games of preseason, early part of training camp. We don't know how that's going to play or stretch out, but there are some slight injuries. And also, I forgot to mention, Bojan Bogdanovic was happy to mention that he was happy to be here. Super excited, he said. Super excited to be here with the Detroit Pistons. So I might have missed some of the other athletes, but those were a few things that stood out to me from the comments made. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys tonight. Once again, we have 490 subscribers. I thank everybody, day ones and the new subscribers, for holding it down with me. Appreciate all of you guys in the comments, continuing to be respectful to one another. I also try to reply back to all comments, so make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy Pistons content. With that being said, that's what I wanted to share today. So everybody, stay safe.